as you know, I mean, I'm always in a state of excitement, but I've been in more excitement lately because I've got my older sons back from Cornwall for a while, which is really lovely. And, oh, sorry, Boo, am I disturbing you, darling? So Boo and I thought, well, Boo thought, my mum needs to calm down a bit, so we're going to do a bit of mindfulness. But we're not just doing mindfulness because Boo needs me to just be quiet for a minute. Mindfulness is the most amazing, amazing thing. And it's backed by hard science, because I always like to research everything right to the last little drop that I can squeeze out. So mindfulness, the reason it is so fantastic is because it teaches everybody those social and emotional skills, personal awareness, interpersonal awareness, compassion, all of these beautiful things flowing through our bodies so we can relate to ourselves and others. But it also boosts two really important core social emotional skills of self-awareness and self-regulation. Okay, I can't believe it, but it does. It also reduces stress, helps you have better sleep, and reduces depression. And get ready for this bit. Do you know what? I nearly did a headstand to this bit, and I did when I did my training, but it would have been a bit embarrassing in a class full of other people. But it thickens the cerebral cortex in the brain when you do mindfulness, and that part helps you with perception and focus, and it also helps you not just be aware of your feelings, but be able to react to them in a positive way. How amazing is that? Can you believe it? Just from mindfulness. Boo is already in the zone. Look at her. She's lovely. We've been down the garden and I've got a windmill. I haven't gone bonkers. This is actually really, really lovely to do. If you haven't got a windmill, I think they call it pinwheels in America, just so I can be inclusive of everyone. You can imagine you've got one. You know, it's a bit like when we've done the balloon breaths and we've imagined balloons, because you wouldn't use a real one, because then lots of people would get really angry about the environment, and we have to look after our earth, as we know from this recent experience. So I've got a windmill, and we're going to practice some breathing. And what mindfulness does, it puts you absolutely in the present moment. And it's a proven fact that people who practice a lot of mindfulness are really, really good at being present in the moment, rather than worrying about the past and worrying about the future, because those things will flow, especially if you're dealing with all your processing everything that's happening to you in life because you're doing mindfulness. So you may think I look a bit nuts blowing on a windmill. Then again, you've had to endure a video of me doing a headstand. But all these things are fantastic. And it's lovely to make them fun, because if you get a child and say, right now we're going to sit down and practice breathing, well, it doesn't really sound all that exciting to them. So if you use visual aids or use their imagination, if you haven't actually got a windmill handy, this all helps and it's fun. And you can do this, what I'm going to show you, you can do on your own, or you can do it back to back with somebody else, both blowing on windmills, and hope that nobody can see you through your window and think you've lost the plot. Mind you, with me, they've given up. So what you do is, we're going to be really present in our breath. So we're going to blow on the windmill a few times, quite hard, and then I'm going to blow on it really softly, and each time I'm going to see how my heart feels, how it's beating. If you've got a child who's absolutely full of energy, or you're full of energy, you could replace the windmill by doing star jumps, or ask the child what they'd like to do. Involve them. Make it your own, as I always say. If you make it a fun game, if you make it your own, then you're engaging everybody. This is the real key to it. Meet the child where they're at. Meet yourself where you're at. It could be anywhere with me. Today it's windmills, not star jumps. I'm not going to subject you to that. I really think that's a bit much. Anyway, so I'm going to blow on this windmill quite hard 5 times, and then I'm going to measure how my heart feels and be absolutely fully present in my heartbeat and my breath. So I'm going to look a bit nuts, but I'm going to do it now. Come on. And now I'm going to measure my heart. Even Boo's heart is beating quite fast, which is not surprising, living with me. Yep, it's going quite fast. That's good. I know I'm alive. I'm present in the moment. Now I'm going to do it slowly and see if that makes a difference. And if you can breathe in through your nose, that's even better, because it helps concentrate the oxygen zooming to the brain, which makes us clever. Fires up the brain. Right, let me feel my heart now. There's a definite difference, obviously. And now I'm just going to breathe normally. So it's teaching kids to be mindful and fully present, because if you're really focusing on the breath, you are absolutely nowhere else. So it's really important, and it's doing all these amazing things in the brain just by blowing on a windmill. I mean, it's just, as I always say, it's magic, but it's science. It's become a little catchphrase. So I'm going to breathe on the windmill normally now. In through the nose. You can even imagine you're breathing in a colour, or breathing in calm and blowing out your stress. You could be really involved with this in so many different ways and make it fun, instead of just boring old blowing. Right, I'm going to measure my heart now. It's just a little bit different from when I was blowing on it slowly, because naturally I've got quite a deep breath anyway because of my work. And also I need to take a deep breath about myself most days. Yeah, so it gets the kids to feel it. So you could do star jumps, jumping jacks, and then you could do something slower. You could get them just to sit, or do exercises with their arms and then feel their heartbeat. The other thing which is really lovely is, I'm just going to pinch Ollie. Oliver, I know you're bursting to join me in the video. Come on. Right, is to sit back to back with somebody. Really excitingly, when I did my training, this was called back-to-back breathing. Louis Pooh's doing it, back-to-back breathing. And what you do is, you just breathe normally, but mindfully. Breathe in through your nose. I hope you're doing it. I'll just touch your hair. It's all fluffy from lockdown. And you can feel each other's breath. This is bonding. It builds trust. It puts you personally aware, interpersonally aware, and it's really mad this, you start to mirror each other's breath. So if you've got a child, for instance, who doesn't like touch, but they're happy to sit and do breathing, a really good way to help their energy drop and for them to be more mindful and to lower those aggression levels, lower the anger, lower that emotionally high arousal state, as it's called. If you sit back to back and you just breathe really mindfully, you will find they will start to mirror you, and their energy will drop and they will be more present in the moment. And Ollie, as you can probably see from his facial expression, I can't see it but I can feel it, will be loving being in that moment with me. Am I right, Ols?
Yeah.
See? I shall see you soon.